It's Triple. Nice to see you guys. How y'all doing? This is the Organized Enfield Wuling City and Sub PAC Blueprint Guide, along with a new addition for the Palm Top Savior event. This is the fourth time I've started recording this video. I've done some things literally in the past 30 minutes that have changed the entire game of how I'm making this build for my Wuling factories and also the factories for Valley 4. Just to show you what I mean, the first thing we need to do is go over what you actually need. This is a completed build for when you're at endgame. So the first thing you need to do is make sure that all of your bases have your regional development up to level 12, and also that your outpost management has your Sky King Flask construction site at level 3 and your cardiac remediation station at level 2. The point of this is to get more of the Fruits of Altruism certificates. These certs are the actual main gameplay element, and the way you get them is to make Xiranite Gourds. The Xiranite Gourds are made from experimental Xiranite parts and experimental Xiranite mounds, using this blueprint over here, where you're just basically getting these two items and building them as much as you possibly can. They're going to take Xiranite, which means that you're going to have to actually monitor the difference between building your Wuling Batteries and your Xiranite Gourds in this particular event. Many people are getting a lot of different builds which have different amounts of embellishments or the ability to actually have more refined practices. But for me, I'm actually going to show you real quick. My build is very efficient, yet it's also very modular. What I'm getting is, it's usually going to say up to 8 Xiranite Gourds. It says 12 right now because I have an influx of saved over parts. I just made changes within the past 5 minutes. You're probably going to get a Wuling battery of 5 a minute and a Xiranite Gourd output of 8 a minute, just so that you know. And if I were to go to this little board over here, you can see exactly what I'm talking about. The yield is actually 12 a minute regardless, and so if I keep sustaining at 12, it'll probably be really good, but I should be able to utilize the majority of my Xiranite for what I need for the event. It's going to be very easy to finish the event and catch both the trimmed metal and also all of the rewards from the event. So you're going to see the Palm Top Savior event on your event center. You're going to be able to have a fast track to the regional development, but if you press triangle, you'll be able to see all the things you can actually get. And it's only been out for 3 days, and I've been able to pull ahead and get a lot of different rewards. So the goods are going to be exchanging for the next 16 days from now. I think it's about a 21-day event. 3 weeks. 3 weeks of goodness. And my base has spots for making zircon and also the Palm Top Savior event items. Bases for making the cuprium components and the Xiranite components if you want to turn them on. I have the item control ports here. I have item control ports here for if you want to actually shut off the Xiranite Gourds, and also item control ports at the Xiranite outputs at the Forge in the Sky, so that way you can have a controlled amount of Xiranite you can utilize. Here I've refined almost every single thing I've built in order to make sure it's actually going to be completely condensed. This build in Wuling City has all 512 items. You cannot put anything more in this build at all. It is completely stacked. And it looks great too. You can actually see what you're building. There's a separate blueprint just for the sand leaf right over here. So you don't have to have a crazy ass build, but this has everything you need. It's modular. It's got a lot of different tools. You can do a lot of different things with it. You can play with it the way you want to play with it. And I'm very proud of it. The water even has its own blueprint for the left and the right side. So there you go. If we were to go over to the Jingyu Valley, most of the stabilized carbon is over here, but also I'll show you where I added even more features in order to get the amount of Xiranite Gourds that I am outputting on a constant basis. And if it holds at 12, you're going to actually see it. It's going to be new to you, new to me, folks. I just did this update 30 minutes ago. This is where I put most of my stabilized carbon. It's a small output. It's very easy, very simple. This is where I'm making an extra set of Xiranite Gourds. Also a liquid Xiranite pump is over here with this side pump for if you want to actually build liquid Xiranite. Right now I've had it shut off with the item control port. But if you want to turn it on, you can with a certain amount. You can actually numerically count how many you want and also numerically count how many REDONE mucks you put out to make your bumper rich fertilizer right over here. Another step for stabilized carbon, the blueprint for the water is over here, blueprint for the Xiranite batteries over here with the PAC having zircon out at ports 5 and ports 3, 1 and 2 and 6 are for the batteries to output for charging, and another area for stabilized carbon and another Xiranite production line of a Forge in the Sky is right over here. All your Forge in the Sky are now utilized. If we were to go to the marker stone, you'll be able to see exactly what I did with the area over here. Actually, the blueprints are even more refined here because I was able to get a blueprint for the water as well. Pointing from north, all of the blueprint items are pointing from north. Both of the marker stone and the Jingyu Valley blueprints have a bus blueprint that's separate from the rest. And you'll be able to actually lay everything down regardless. The pipes will be overlapping, but you can just put it down on top. It'll be very easy to connect and put together. This is the same stabilized carbon that was over in Jingyu Valley, only I doubled it. I was able to play with it so much and make a very efficient but very simple use of stabilized carbon on this side. And it has the water output over here. You can just link it to a water output on one of these slots. If I were to zoom, you'll see that there are 3 different blueprint setups for the water, which is going to be right over here. It's 1 conduit inlet, getting water from a fluid pump, and a Xiranite pylon. The reason why I only made 1 small one for this entire section is because there's elevation area problems on this side where you have certain things that won't be level. So at least it's a diagram for how I did it, so that way you can follow the same over in this area. So it'll probably work, but just make sure you check your elevation. There is a blueprint for the lake. The lake is actually very simple. You can just have the 2 NPCs or 3 NPCs over here, but you have your lake set up perfectly here. And down here, I actually have the proper setup for the acid. This is 1 blueprint. You don't have to worry about elevation. The acid is properly set right here. The fluid supply pumps for what goes out to the lake and what goes in from the lake is going to be given its own control in its outlets. And you'll link them up as you see fit. Where you have your outlet here from the inlet for the water, and your outlet here from the inlet for your expanded crucible, and the inlet to the outlet coming here from the purification unit. That way you can actually manipulate that. And also I have the connection to that inlet so that way you can make liquid heavy Xiranite. As of right now, it's just literally turned off. So I have that right here. And there you go. Very modular, very easy to see things. You got your gearing unit over here for headnight. Your headnight parts, same as the other one. It's a very simple diagram, very easy to replicate. That way you won't have to worry about what is broken if something shuts off or is incorrect. So over here, you're gonna have your PAC output 2 is gonna have your cuprium bottles along with PAC output 6 and this one. So there you go. All right. So that is the entire build. But if we go back to the Wuling City, just to let you know, this is a build for endgame. If you've already completed the story, you will be able to get all the actual items here. You'll be able to unlock all of the AIC factory builds. So AIC factory plan, you have all the index builds over here. This one being the most important, expansion and heavy Xiranite. But there you go. This is my base. It's very simply modular. I'm glad you guys are all paying attention and enjoying yourselves in the Palm Top Savior event. Get your grinds going. Get your money going. All right. So thank you very much. I'm gonna take a rest now. I think my voice is cracked. But I'll see you guys when the test area comes out and we get our last AIC plan upgrade. And this is Triple. Stay safe, stay sane, and stay sober, my friends. Peace.